Hey guys, we're gonna have a video here about something in math that is probably really important to know, and it's called mean. A mean is a way of looking at a bunch of real life numbers, some data that's been collected, and trying to figure out what we call the average. So to start us off for your notes, what I would do is I would start with writing down the definition. Here's how we find the mean. Basically, we add all the data together and then divide by the number of values. So if there are 5 numbers, we add them all up and divide by 5. If there were 25 numbers, we'd add all those up and divide by 25. And by doing that, we calculate what we call the mean. So just remember, add all the numbers up and divide by however many there are. That's kind of the goal. Now, we're actually going to try one of these problems. But I want you to write in your notes that most people call this average. Like, if they say, find the average, what they mean is mathematically, go calculate the mean. These two words are the same thing. So I just want you to start thinking like, okay, mean means average. It's another way of doing an average. And to kind of get us started for this video, what we're going to do is we're going to work on this problem. We are going to find the mean of these numbers. So we have a whole list of numbers in front of us, 42, 62, 52, all the way down to 53. And what we're going to do is calculate that average. So to get us started, here's what I'm going to start writing. I'm going to write mean equals, and I'm going to show adding all these numbers up. So 42 plus the 62 plus the 52 plus the 54 plus the 61 plus the 70 plus the 55 plus the 53. Because by definition, that's what we need to do is add them all together. Then I'm going to count how many numbers there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So when I'm done, I'm going to divide all of these numbers by 8. Remember in algebra, we showed division by using a fraction line. So when I say divide by 8, I mean one big fraction with 8 on the bottom. So now, really, my job is to add up all the top. We're going to try this again. We know we're dividing by 8. But we need a better answer on top. We got to add all this up. So it's fine if you want to use a calculator for this part. I'm going to grab my phone real fast here and just add up some numbers. So what do we got here? 42 plus 62 plus 52 plus 54 plus 61 plus 70 plus 55 plus 53. And it's okay if you want to do this in your head too. I mean, it doesn't really matter if you're adding them in your head or on your calculator, whatever. When you get down to the division part, there's often a decimal answer, so that might be where your calculator is handy. Like right now we have 449, assuming I added all that up correctly, and our job is to divide by 8. So if I divide that by 8, yeah, see, I get a decimal, 56.125. So underneath I'm going to write equals 56.125, and that is our mean calculation, our average, which means the average of all this data is about 56, technically 56.125. But that's kind of how we do our calculations. So, we're hoping that when you are asked to find the average or asked to find the mean, that you can remember that your job is just to add them up and divide. But it is good to practice some of these, and I want to show you another type that maybe you could see. Check this one out. Same question, example 2, find the mean, but instead of giving you a list of numbers, they've given you a dot plot. And hopefully you've already watched the dot plot video and you're kind of ready for this next step here. So check this out. We have a dot plot that goes from 26 up to 33, but there's nothing there at the 33. And our job is to find the mean. Okay, well, we know mean means to add them all up. So I don't know what this is. Well, I kind of do. It's height in inches. Something's being measured in inches. And 2 things. I'm guessing this must be like animals, like a dog or something, because you're not going to find a lot of 26-inch people, unless we're talking like little kids maybe. So 26 inches, there's 2 of these. So let's pretend they're dogs. We have 2 dogs that are 26 inches tall. So 26 plus 26. There's a 27-inch dog. There's a 28. Look, there's 1, 2, 3 29. So I'm going to add up 29 3 times. There's a 30. And then there's one more dog that's 32 inches tall. All right, those are all my data points. We're going to take all those data points and add them up. And then we're going to divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 numbers. You can double check it on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 numbers. 9 data values. So divide by 9. Okay, cool. So I'm going to write mean equals. We know we're going to divide by 9. But again, I'm just going to go for the calculator and adding all these numbers up. So let's see here. Let's get up the calculator again. There we go. Okay, same thing. Add them all up. 26 plus 26 plus 27 plus 28 plus 29 plus 29 plus 29 again plus 30 plus 32 is 256. So add them all up, you get 256, and then just divide by 9. Divide by 9. And you get a repeated decimal. You end up getting 28.444 repeated. So our mean is equal to 28.4 repeated. So we'll put the line on top and circle that. And there's our average value. So on average, if these were dogs, the average height is 28.4 repeated inches tall. That would be the average height. Average of all our values, at least. So there's lots of ways you can approach these problems as far as like given numbers, but it's always the same calculation process. Add them up and divide. So you might be given a dot plot, or you might, like on the first example, just be given a list of numbers. It definitely depends. Why don't we have you try now? Here's one for you. I'm going to give you a list of numbers, and the directions say find the mean. I'm going to encourage you to pause the video and see if you can get the right answer on your own with your own calculator, just to make sure you're doing your steps correctly. So go ahead and give this a try. Okay, so I'm hoping you're unpausing the video and you're checking your answer now, and I really hope when you're showing your work, so that when someone's like grading you, they can tell that you know what you're doing. So I hope you're showing that you're adding them all up. I hope you show that you're doing 7.2 plus 8.5 plus 7.0 plus 8.1 plus 6.7. And then we're going to do one big division, and I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers this time. So we're going to divide by 5, and our mean is going to equal something. We got to add these up and divide. So now I'm going to check and see. So definitely a calculator problem on this one because we're dealing with decimals. It just seems easiest. So 7.2 plus 8.5 plus 7.0, I'll just type in 7, plus 8.1, oops, not times, plus 6.7 is 37.5. There we go. So it all adds up to 37.5. But of course we have to divide by 5. So hopefully you already did this and you got 7.5 as your number. That makes a lot of sense to me. So mean is equal to 7.5. I'm going to circle that. So out of these numbers, on average, you expect a score of 7.5 or a data point of 7.5. I don't actually know what these numbers mean, but somebody collected them and they want the average. There's your average. Okay, so as you're about to end this video, just a quick reminder again that when you see that word mean, I want you to remember it also means average, and I want you to really keep it in your head that average just means add up all the points, divide by however many there are. Thanks for watching, guys. There's going to be more videos.